There's a technique in seduction called perception shaping. And that is when you shape perception, whether it's your perception or your person's perception. So what that means is that there's a little bit of placing information in a way that perception will be positive. You will hope, right? Or that's the way it should be used, because a lot of abusers of this method, usually a lot of narcissists and so on, they will use perception shaping to manipulate, right? So they want to manipulate people's thoughts and they want people to think certain things that benefit them. And that's pretty much more closer to the lines of like gaslighting. And it's horrible, right? Because there's no need to do that to a person, you know. And if you need to do that to a person, that means that you're lacking a lot of other skills necessary to really be a social human being in this society. Beyond that, right? So we're not speaking of gaslighting. We're speaking of perception shifting, which it happens all the time. I mean, companies do it where they, you know, Nike has, let's say, you know, allegedly kids working in factories, and they say, no, we don't. And then they show you pictures of adults, and then they're shifting perception. Now, do they have kids? I mean, it becomes so blurry that people start believing that they don't, or maybe people that are using it against Nike are showing pictures of kids in a factory. Now you think that Nike has kids there, but it's really not true. It's a mess. It's all based on perception and how you shift it. But going back to seduction and how to apply it here, you can apply this in a very positive, ethical manner that will be beneficial for everyone involved. Or you can misuse it to eventually hurt people, because even if you think it's not harmful, you're hurting people at the end of the day. Some of the most extreme cases, I mean, you may see these men that, I don't know, keep calling their women fat. You're fat, and look at you, and you're ugly. And I can't believe it, but these women believe it. They hear it so much for so long that it becomes embedded into them. And that's perception shifting in the worst kind. So do not be in the receiving end of that. Because as men, we get that too, where, you know, hey, you don't make money and you're broke and got this. You know, women will try to shift your perception, especially when they're hurt. They'll say things to shift that perception. And a lot of breakups that come out of that perception shift end up being some of the most painful for men, because now they have to not only deal with the breakup, but now they have to reconcile all this garbage that she programmed into their heads. But we're going to the positive side here. There is that positive perception shift that you should use. And one is for you. Shift your perception. Whatever you see greater. Whatever you see better. If you're good, just be the best. Shift your perception on who you are. Shift the perception on how you treat people. Maybe you haven't been the best person that you want to be. Shift that perception. Starting this moment, I am that person. Now, with her, most normal women have insecurities. Narcissistic women don't have insecurities. Actually, they do, but you'll never see them because it's always your fault. But normal women have insecurities. You know, they feel fat. They don't feel they're good at something. Actually, all humans, normal humans, we have that. And perception shift, it works great here, because now you can take that insecurity, and instead of using it as a weapon to manipulate her, and in order to lower her self-esteem and become the master of her mind and feelings, now you take that insecurity or that perceived weakness that she has, and you turn it into a power movement. You empower her to shift that perception. You don't tell her. Part of the perception shift has to be very organic and subliminal for it to work. If you directly try to make it force itself, it just won't work. So for example, she thinks she's overweight, and here reality does not matter. We're not judging. Is she overweight? Is she not? Like, She feels this is a hindrance to her truly feeling the best way she can. So perception shift is, don't tell her, no, you're not. I mean, don't be direct like that. Slowly implant the idea that she looks great. It's like, wow, that dress looks really great on you. Implant that idea without anything in return. This will start empower her, and at least it will make her feel comfortable around you. She's like, wow, this guy sees me as who I am, and he's not scared by it. He's not repelled by it. And she'll start becoming more and more who she is. And eventually those words, if she really takes them to heart, maybe if she is overweight, she'll start losing weight, because now she wants to live up to the expectation that you set, the expectation of the vision, the way you see her, the way that you see her. She wants to keep up that image. Don't overdo it. There's a balance here, because you could put a lot of pressure into things that she can't change. So if she's not good at something and she's just not good at it, she can't play the guitar. Don't say you play the guitar so good. The one is not believable, and two, now you put in pressure. She's like, I can't even play the guitar. Like, I'm never going to be able to meet those expectations. So don't cause stress by over trying to shift that perception too quickly. Perception is shift over time, and over actions, and over consistency. It's not shift over one time that you say one thing. So you have to be in it for the long haul if you want to use perception shifting for the positive. I'm going to leave it there, because it gets really deep with perception shifting. And I have a background in marketing and propaganda, and perception shift is one of the most powerful tools that governments use, that companies use, corporations, and you can actually read more about that. I got a book called Propaganda Power, and there's a section there where I talk about perception shifting and how, as a tool, there's nothing wrong with perception shifting. Is who's using it and for what. If there's someone that needs to listen to this, please share it. And if you have not done so, make sure you subscribe, and also download the Seduction PRM app from the App Store, from the Play Store. This app will help you manage your contacts and elevate your seduction to a whole nother level. So make sure you do that. Till next time, peace.